Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome back to the Buffness. It's about time that I pull out the LiteTech. I've had this guy for a couple months now. I have put a lot of work into it. I have some fun stories to tell about this guy. But before we get started, I gotta point out the Ballet Awards voting closes today. I'm not sure if it is closed as of the release of this video. I hope it has not, because a lot of you might not even know it exists. The Ballet Awards is a Balisong related awards show hosted by Camaro EE, Blade Bias himself, on YouTube. And it's a super fun time. Last year was my first time getting to enjoy it. It was super cool. And this year, I've been nominated for two different categories: the Magnificent Modder category and Creator of the Year, which is a huge honor. I'm super thankful to each and every one of you who has voted for me, for the nominations at least, and voted for me in the voting category. And if the voting has not closed yet, you can check that. I'll try to have the link in the description, but you can go to one of my previous community posts and find it there. You should definitely go vote. I'm not saying this so that you all go vote for me. However, voting for me would be greatly appreciated if you feel that I deserved it. Vote for whoever or whatever Balisong you would like. The Ballet Awards is not just for the people. It is voting for different Balisongs for different categories, such as the best EDC Balisong or the best Grail. And I don't think this Balisong right here, the LiteTech, got nominated for Best Grail. And there might be some reasons. The LiteTech came to me a couple months ago, like I said, part of the Trade Up Challenge. I traded a Thomas Balisong Astra and a lot of cash for this guy. And it came to me in a rough condition. When I got the LiteTech, it had a blackened blade, blackened titanium, black G10, just stock titanium bolsters, and black spacers. And that doesn't sound too bad, except some of these screws were stripped, and the tune was horrendous, like completely undersized bushings. And the floating washer system was on phosphorus bronze full-size washers, and had these other washers that were supposed to be in there just thrown in there. They weren't doing anything. Now, keep in mind, I was warned about these issues. I was told it's in pretty rough shape, but I think you can fix it. And I was like, yeah, I can fix it. And I fixed it. And I am totally happy that I did that trade, because now I got this. And boy, is this thing fun. Now, how I fixed it up, I'll summarize real quick. I messaged JK. JK Design, the maker of the LiteTech and the Embargo and the Orca and the Monarch and all that stuff. And he said that he could blast off the blackening stuff because I wanted to anodize this. So I sent it to him, the parts at least. He blasted everything, Zerblast to be specific. Came back at me looking great. And while I had it with him, I ordered some G10 bolsters. These G10 bolsters reduce the overall handle weight, especially the end weight, which I love because I like a nice light Balisong, and I don't like end weight. So now the balance of the LiteTech is pretty dialed in. And then after I got it back, I put it all together, and I found out that I really wanted to change the scales and the spacers on the LiteTech because they were both black, and I wanted a fully red and a fully blue color scheme. I got these scales from John's Balisong Blunders. We traded scales. He's a good buddy of mine in this community. So huge thank you to him making this whole build possible. And then I just decided to buy more spacers and less strip screws from JK. And now I got this. Anodized the titanium, a nice blue. I don't know how well you can see it in this lighting. And I gave it a really good tune. Like, really good. It does not wiggle. It does not have play. It sounds like that. And I'm satisfied. This is what a $1,000 knife should feel like. But is $1,000 a little expensive? Yeah, it is. No, I love JK stuff, although it is expensive. I've always managed to get good deals on it. The Solo I got for 700 and something bucks, like 720. That was really cool. I fixed it up, and now this thing is insane. But the Solo also goes for $1,000. The Solo is a Joe Hansen design, but it is machined by JK. So actually, all products from JK, or all products that are machined by JK, are very expensive. I think that is because of him as a maker and the conditions that he is in. California being those conditions. California is very expensive. But the Solo, you could definitely argue, would be worth about $1,000. Maybe like $750, $800. And I think they went for that at some point. You can definitely get them secondhand for that. But the Solo is a lot different from the LiteTech. As you can see, it is full tie slabs, titanium spacers depending on what model you get, an S35VN blade, I believe, with a bushing washer system, just generic bushing system, all that stuff. Well tuned though, if you get it tuned right. Mine has no play, like at all. The JK knives can be tuned so good. The tolerance is really good. But these full tie slabs are a lot bigger than these little tie liners of the LiteTech. As you can see, you could probably get double the titanium on the LiteTech and it still wouldn't be as thick as the Solo. That would be removing the G10, by the way. I'm not saying you could double the titanium on top of the G10, but titanium is a lot more expensive than G10. So that kind of warrants the Solo being expensive. But the LiteTech has pretty much the build of a replicant, especially this one, because this one has G10 bolsters and not titanium. On a stock LiteTech, it will have G10 right here. These will be titanium. Wow. And these, the spacers right there, will be G10. That is still quite a bit of G10 and quite a lot less titanium and less intricate titanium milling. But why does the LiteTech still cost $1,000? I'm kind of confused by that. Sure, it's really good. Sure, it is still made by an expensive maker. All of his stuff is quite pricey. His most affordable option being the Embargo, $600 to $800 roughly, from what I've seen. It's pretty sweet, actually. But for what the LiteTech is, I think it should be $600 to $700 at the most. That is my opinion, but that is also the opinion of a lot of other people. One, probably because not all of us are loaded. I personally am definitely not loaded. But even if I was loaded, I think $1,000 for this is still pretty steep. I'm not like hating on JK at all here. I love what JK does. He's an awesome dude. Very helpful. Great customer service, all that stuff. But his pricing, like, you can't say it's not expensive, because it is expensive. But let's get into why I wanted a LiteTech and why I'm keeping it. Because it's a $1,000 knife. If I don't like it, I should probably not keep it, right? I could sell this and make $900. So I wanted a LiteTech, 1, for the customizability, 2, it was a Grail, 3, it was light, 4, it's made by JK, and I generally like JK knives. And 5, I wanted something G10. I love G10 a lot. Now, if I were to flat out buy this, I don't think I would, unless I was at Blade Show or something and Squid didn't release anything cool. But I got this thing for a great deal, part cash, part trade, so it really didn't hit me very hard. But nonetheless, I did want one, and I got one. I fixed it up, and now it's great. And I'm keeping it because it is pretty much everything I would want in a G10 Balisong. Now, the Nautilus is pretty much the only G10 Ballet that I have, besides a couple other more budget options. I don't think I have any G10 Grail level things like an EPS Wraith. Definitely don't have a Replicant. And I wanted a G10 Ballet. I have another way to get a G10 Ballet, which I will be making videos on pretty soon. I think only a handful of you know what I'm talking about here. Things are about to get crazy, trust me. But a G10 Ballet is something that I've really wanted a great one of, especially a live blade. And this is probably the best G10 Ballet that I have flipped. I've flipped EPS Wraiths, they're good. I haven't flipped one extensively enough to pit it up against the LiteTech, however. But the LiteTech, from what I've seen, kind of blows that out of the water. It's so well balanced. It's so light, but also sturdy and will do what you want. It flips so good, even when I can't flip good. It sounds immaculate. It has the best tune of any G10 Ballet I've ever felt. And the flipping is what really gets me. I just love flipping it. I'll pick this thing up and flip it for a couple hours sometimes just because it does what I want. It's not a strain. And funny little thing about it being a live blade, you can bite handle chaplain on this guy. Not that you should, because that is bad practice, but it's got a gigantic choil. And when you chaplain, you still got about half an inch before the edge starts. So that's pretty cool. But really, I made this video not as a review, definitely not as a review, not as a first impressions, because I've had it for a while, but more of a, this is where I'm at with my thoughts on the LiteTech, and kind of yapping about the price for way too long. Anyways, I think the LiteTech is justified for the price, although certainly not everyone can afford this. I would definitely recommend a Tsunami over this, because the Tsunami is the best Ballet ever, in my opinion. But as a Tsunami owner who wanted something else, another expensive Ballet, another Grail, this checks all the boxes. And boy, is it fun. I'll make a review on this eventually. I'm sure you'll see it in more videos, just like you've seen the solo and the embargo in this video. But yeah, that's gonna do it. These guys are all so fun. JK, I don't know if you stuck around till the end. I bet you saw a little bit of this video at least. You're an awesome maker, awesome dude. It was awesome meeting you at both Blade shows, or all three actually. I think I've seen you at every show that I've been to. You make awesome stuff. And now that the Orca V2 is getting out of production, keep an eye out on JK. I wonder if he's going to be making some new stuff. We'll see if I can snatch some of it if he ever does. Okay, subscribe, vote in the Ballet Awards, join my channel memberships. See you guys.